actually quite a good player factoring in my talent level because I didn't really have access to a driving range.
Right.
I
And so what? So you became good. What, your junior year?
Yes. Well, my sophomore year, I made second team all conference.
Okay.
But you guys, the Sexton team was so good. It was really the team was full of Sexton and East Lansing
Yeah.
guys.
So your freshman year, we were like number one in the number we were rated in the state, which was a big
Sure.
deal for Sexton.
Yeah.
And Kerry comes out with his team. Kevin Foreman is on the team.
Yeah.
I think maybe Jeff Kropscott was on the team,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
and maybe Brian Donahue.
Yeah. But I don't know about that.
But yeah, but I don't.
Close.
But honestly, the only two guys I knew Kevin and I knew Kerry, and
Yeah.
everybody else was just,
Yeah. Just
you
a
know what
bunch
I
of
mean.
characters.
And it's cold and rainy, and you think they're gonna call it, and the coach Lundeen and Picard say you're playing,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it is horrible conditions. And Kerry goes on a tear,
Yeah.
and he's playing good, and that's a good course for him. And he had played out there a
Yeah.
lot, and he shoots on the ninth hole. It starts snowing. The little par three
Mm-hmm.
gets covered with snow. I think we're gonna call it, and we walk in, and they say keep playing. Kerry shoots 74. It was the only dual match we lost in my junior senior year was to East Lansing, and we never heard the end of it. I still to this day, if my dad was alive, he would say,
That was ridiculous.
you didn't dress for the weather, you weren't prepared. It's just the
Yeah.
but so you were on that team, but
I didn't play that match.
you didn't play that match. Yeah, well, you did. They didn't need you because they beat us. But uh, I think the next year or the next 2 years later, I know we played at the Optimist
Yeah.
at Chisholm Hills, and I think you won it or
Mhm.
you qualified. Did you qualify for the Optimist?
Yeah.
So we went to the States,
Mm-hmm.
and did you go to nationals?
No.
No, you went to Forest Acres and tried to
Mm-hmm.
qualify.
Yeah.
And so back then, there was a whole host of guys trying to like play college golf,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys from East Lansing, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
guys, our team from
Yeah.
Sexton, but not a lot of guys made it.
No.
So tell me about your senior year,
Well,
junior or senior years.
what happened before I could drive, before my junior year, I would have usually my mom drop me off at Michigan State and just let me stay there all day.
At Forest Acres.
And you hit your own balls like they did in the 50s,
Oh, right. Yeah, you could bring
right?
your shag balls
Yeah,
and shag them
on the east side,
on the east side,
right?
right.
So that's what I did.
And you could do that all day long and hit your
Yes.
own balls, and it didn't cost you any money.
And I just was the best thing that could have happened because
Yeah,
when you hit your own balls, you're attached to the where you hit them because you need to
right.
pick them up.
Yeah,
So you want to hit
exactly.
them in groups.
Right.
So it really was an interesting way. And then my parents didn't play, so there was no anxiety from my upline.
Right. Nobody was saying,
They had no idea what I
you're
was
not.
doing.
And did you have anybody coaching you?
No.
I mean, Yvonne Picard was your high school coach, but she
Yeah.
wasn't really like most high school
Hmm.
coaches. They're not really teachers of the game.
Right. Well, they don't know how to play usually.
Right.
They organize your team. Lundeen was the same way. Your coach.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a little bit, but they didn't really play. They couldn't really help us that way.
Right.
So, but I never had anybody help me with my
Now,
playing.
did you play other sports at East Lansing? Did you play basketball
Well,
or?
I played basketball. If I could have transferred, if that was an option,
Yeah.
I probably would have come to Sexton because I liked Darden, who was your coach
Well, it was Herner in the '80s, but Darden, I think, was an assistant.
after. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I probably would have transferred
Yeah.
because I thought I was really better at basketball than I was at anything else. And we were it was a bad culture at East Lansing basketball.
But what takes you to IU?
Carey,
Kerry Campbell.
yep, he went there, and so did Jeff Kropscott, who's on my team,
Was Jeff your age?
1 year older.
Yeah.
So they told the coach there, who was really just an athletic guy, it wasn't really a golfer. They said, "There's a guy at our high school that you want to recruit."
And did you go there on a scholarship?
Mhm.
And you played there for 4 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you came back to Lansing
Mhm.
most of the years, right?
Not in the summers. Stayed there all summer.
Well, I remember you came back for the All-City.
Yeah, I would do that.
You played back then, the
Remember
All
they were mad at me for coming back.
I absolutely remember.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so where do you
You
they
were
wanted
like
to
you
blackball
were
me.
like a pariah. Yeah, I
Well,
remember.
I stayed if you're a member of an institution in Indiana, like a workplace or a university, you
Yeah,
could stay and play the Indiana Amateur.
right.
Well, I won the Indiana Amateur as a 19-year-old kid.
Oh, man.
So that got me in the Western Amateur, the Porter, the Northeast, Sunny Hannah. So
Wow.
it just ripped me right up to the national level.
Right.
Well, then I was off and running because then
I
now
mean
I could watch
I
other
mean,
guys.
so I remember we're playing at Royal Scott, right? The All-City was at Royal Scott, and
Yeah.
maybe I can't remember the other course, whether it was
Acres,
Groesbeck or
maybe Grossbeck.
yeah. But they was like the first year that they divided it between 2
Yeah.
courses. And I just remember people saying, I think you were playing right behind me. People saying, "Can you believe Dan Olsen and blah blah blah? And he doesn't even live in East Lansing, and he's playing in the All City." And I
I never
remember,
changed my license.
I remember being impacted like you were a bad guy, and at the time I didn't
Yeah.
pay attention. You were playing. It was like, but yeah, you were sort of a pariah back
Yeah.
then, and to think that all you did. Your parents lived here. This was your
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
You were in college,
Yeah.
right? And
I
man,
wanted to come to Michigan State.
well,
I thought about it.
it was a different deal back
Yeah.
then. You would have been great. You'd have been a superstar.
Well, when I graduated from Indiana, I had the lowest stroke average of anybody that had ever gone there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I mean, I
so,
don't care if you're playing volleyball. I don't care
yeah,
if
well,
you're playing if you're bowling, you know?
IU has a long history. I mean,
Yeah.
Kerry, what was it like being at IU with? I mean, did Kerry look out for you?
Well, he was really a fraternity guy,
Right.
and when I went there, I didn't pledge a frat because I didn't have the time. And my golf coach really was my big brother.
So tell me, obviously have some experience, but tell me, you go from a high school coach who's really just an organizer
Yeah.
and, not necessarily um, somebody who can find talent,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Or understand really the difference between like a Furyk and, some other guy that's,
Mhm.
or Bubba Watson. Like those
Mhm.
guys, if they would have been coached by their high school coach, right, they would have never
No.
made
No.
right? Because the first thing they would have told them is,
Yeah.
you're never going to make it with those swings,
Right.
right? Now
Right.
you had a pretty conventional swing,
Yeah.
right? Beautiful, but when you get to college, it's a different deal,
Yeah.
right? Generally, I don't remember the Indiana coach, but was he a player?
He held the NCAA record for the discus throw.
Right.
He
So
was an All-American football player.
even back then,
They didn't have
the
golfers.
non-revenue sports, they often just said, "Hey,
Yeah.
we love you here at IU. What do you want to?
Mhm.
Can you coach the golf team?"
Yeah, they're mascots.
Right? Yeah. And so,
Like
uh,
Fossum was a golfer.
well, he was a basketball player,
Yeah, but he played golf. He
but
was decent.
he did play,
Yeah.
and he's a Hall of Famer
Yeah.
for the organization as a golf coach. And of
Yeah.
course, Mary Fossum
Yeah, she was
was a
great.
golfer and beat Babe Harris or Babe Dietrich's, like,
Didrikson.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the I think in the USAM.
Yeah.
But you're down there, right?
Yep.
It's not like you got family that you can say, "Hey, I'm playing golf." It's not like your dad was a golfer, your brother,
No.
and your big brother is like Kerry Campbell, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And tell me what that's like. I mean, your sole focus is just golf and academics,
Well, yeah, because I didn't go there with great management skills, but that athletic community just wrapped wrapped me up. Said, "Here's your tutors. Here's what you're going to do.
What'd you study?
Public management."
Yeah, and did you make it through or?
Sure. Graduated.
Yeah, that's
That's
great.
great. Yeah.
Yeah,
But really, Bobby Knight, um, s- early, my golf coach and Bobby Knight were friends. All right.
right.
So Knight would come to the golf course all the time, and he was there a lot, and he actually helped me. I mean,
to do what?
he just helped. He said, "You come meet me at Assembly Hall." I said, "Oh, because when Bobby Knight, that's like a deliverance from God,
Right, right.
right?" Okay, what time? So you're there 15 minutes early, just waiting. And he comes and says, "Okay, look, we're gonna go. I want you to meet these people. Here's your academic advisor." He says, "You go to class." He says, "You can't miss if you go to class."
Right.
Right? He says, "I'm gonna know because I pay attention. There's not that many sports." Okay, so Knight tells me he's paying attention. I didn't want to test him, you know. So, but he helped me. I mean, he really helped me. He goes, "Here's the training room." He goes, "Everybody, this is the guy that's going to be our next great player." He goes, "Anything you want, these guys will help you."
Back then, training was like an afterthought.
Yeah,
I
for
remember
golf.
I remember at Michigan State, I mean, I I lived at Case Hall right across from the football building,
Yeah,
and I would go there all the time. I mean, that to me was like one of the benefits of being on the golf team is
sure.
that I could work out
Yeah,
at the football building,
yeah,
and it was and it was 1/10 the size that it is
yeah,
today. But I got a feeling that you were always sort of dedicated to your health
yeah.
in
Well,
a
I played intramural basketball,
did
which
you
is like its own cult at
right?
Indiana. So we did that, and then you meet all the other athletes. So
Tell me when you would have been at your freshman year at IU.
80 fall of '85.
So was it '84 the Olympic team?
Yes.
And that's the year Bobby Knight coached,
Yeah.
and he cut Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
So Bobby Fossum, who you know, right?
Yeah.
And Bruce was good friends with Bobby Knight
Yeah.
because Bobby loved to fish
Yeah.
and Coach Fossum loved to fish, and
Hmm.
they would fish together.
Hmm.
And Bobby was down there. The golf team was down there for maybe the Big Ten tournament or
Hmm.
some event
It
at
would have been that year, '84.
yes, and they got to go watch practice
Yeah.
for the Olympic team.
Sure. Well, they had it at Assembly Hall.
Yeah, and so they were
Really, the field house.
yes,
It wasn't Assembly Hall. It
yeah,
was in the field
they
house.
were there watching practice,
Hmm.
and something happened, and Knight kicked everybody out.
Yeah.
But
He snap. He would snap.
that's an incredible relationship to have. I mean, to be able to say you knew a guy of that,
Yeah.
somebody who was that, I would say, had
Yeah.
extreme attention to detail, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, my before my junior year, I had my ankles. I had an ankle surgery, and I'm on crutches, and it was in November. And I mean, I'm trying to get around to campus. And I went to Assembly Hall to get a bus pass. If you were hurt, the athletic
Right.
event had a certain amount of. Well, this is in like November. The football team had finished being as bad as they were going to be, but they kept all the bus passes. So I tried to get one. Now I'm walking out. Knight sees me. "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm trying to get a bus pass, but all these loser football players have them."
That sounds just like you.
And he's like, "Well, then Knight, he's like, he's like, 'God damn it.' He goes, 'Follow me.'" Now he's mad. I see go in there. 5 minutes later, I have my bus pass.
That's great.
Yeah, he's like, "Those guys, they can't win a football game, and then they steal everything we need."
That's great. Because back then, even Knight, he was a legend, but the basketball coaches were much more accessible than they are today.
Yes.
Heathcote, you would see all over the place. He
Yeah.
just
The basketball coaches used to have to make their money outside of the athletic department.
right.
Now you have to pay Izzo 6-7 million guaranteed
Yeah.
because he's worth 50 to you or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Somebody else will give him 6 million. By the way, I can't believe that guy's record.
Who's that?
Izzo.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
He's never missed a tournament
Well, he did.
except his
He
first
did
year or something.
yes, some in the '90s. Mateen came, so he was on. He was Mateen came in
2000.
'96,
Yeah. And this senior year is
97,
2000. Yeah.
98, 99, 2000. So it
Yeah.
was '97. Mateen came.
Yeah. I just can't believe this
Yeah.
guy.
So tell me, in high school, I mean, the dream is to be a pro golfer,
Yeah.
right?
You thought about it. Actually, I don't know. I mean, that I didn't. I don't know that I thought. I've read some articles where I would say a couple, three things, and I don't think it was on my mind to do that. I just wanted to. I knew I wanted to go to college. I wasn't really sure till I won that state tournament that I could do it.
And then you go to college.
Yeah,
You're playing at the Big Ten. You're playing against Ohio State, right?
yeah. Well, my freshman year, I qualified for our first tournament, and my golf coach said, "You're not going to qualify the rest of your career. You're going to play."
You're exempt.
He exempted me for 4 years.
Well, that's pretty.
I know. I
Pretty.
said, "Well, that's nice because I mean, I was going to practice as hard as I could anyway."
Yeah.
And he just said, "You're going to play." So I got really lucky with where I went.
Yeah, but back then, Indiana was a nice school. It was a good,
Yeah, we weren't
but
Ohio State though.
you weren't Ohio State. They had John
No,
Cook and they had Burroughs and they had Perry and I don't know who they had.
Clark Burroughs was unbelievable,
Yeah,
and they could have used me
right.
because they slid a little bit,
Yeah.
but
But did you play against Gary Nicholas
sure,
and did you play against Chris Rule?
yes. Chris was great as a freshman and then didn't really play.
Yeah, but he was a dominant as a freshman,
Chris Rule was maybe the best talent.
as a high school player.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue Chris or I if you wanted to, but I suspect his freshman year he was great in high school. I wasn't even a player.
Chris was a hard worker
He was
and
a great player.
he was a great player and he had a beautiful swing. He
Yeah.
was, he had that blonde hair and I knew him
Yeah.
just when he couldn't even.
Yeah,
I
when he
don't
was
want to say
half of a midget.
yes, and
Yeah.
he'd come out and he'd hit balls and he'd hit balls all day.
Yeah, he missed it left. He would loop it left like Jerome a little bit.
Yeah. So you decide, you graduate from IU, you
Mhm.
play, you obviously had success there.
Mhm.
And, the natural thing is to go pro, right?
I thought you'd think.
Well, is that what you did?
Yeah,
And where did you go?
Asia.
And how did you do?
I actually played pretty well, but it was hard to qualify because you only had that one time in the fall. So I went through tour school 13 times before I made it,
Yeah.
which
And
is like,
what year did you make it?
2004.
Right. And who showed up while you were playing?
Carrie. Yeah.
But along the way, you're playing golf
Oh, yeah.
and you're playing in tournaments.
Sure. All around the world.
Did you qualify for a U.S. Open?
Not till 04.
Okay. And where did you qualify for the 04 Open?
It was my qualifier was in Columbus, Ohio, but the tournament was at Shinnecock.
Okay.
And it was the year that they had to stop playing Water the Greens.
Because they were so fast.
Yes.
And who won that? Retief?
Retief won.
Yeah, those greens were ridiculous.
But Todd Hamilton was the guy that won the British Open
Right.
later that year. He and I were great friends, played practice rounds. Before Saturday round, he and I talked with the USGA. We said, you're losing this tournament.
Yeah.
Because if we're supposed to have 25-mile-an-hour winds tonight, and if you do, those greens like 7 and 10 are up in the air. They're going to dry out, and you can't keep a ball on it.
So
And they just ignored everybody and just.
So 04, was that the year that Stuart Sink was playing with Retief and like 3-putted 18 to lose?
Wasn't it Mark Brooks?
Was somebody? I thought it was.
I don't know. Somebody
I thought it was Sink missed a couple of short putts,
might be Sink
and then he comes back in 09,
and beats Watson.
beats Watson. But tell me what that's like. You're just on the cusp of being
Yeah.
on tour, right? And you know everybody.
Yeah, sure.
And the difference between, good and great. I mean, you see guys out there like
Well, you
Billy,
have to marry well.
Billy Mayfair and guys like that who are great players, but they don't have your physique. They
No.
probably don't hit it as far as you. Like, what is the difference?
I didn't really know the difference till I got to be a senior and I started to be arthritic
Yeah.
and not as healthy. So now my misses are short. Then my misses used to be long.
Okay.
All right. Even when I was a young tour pro in the 90s, it was very hard to get fit for a driver. Now, 12-year-old players, this guy over here, we can fit him for a driver, and it's not even that expensive. Before, you didn't even have access to it to be
To
fit.
be fitted, right. Now
We didn't.
everybody gets fitted.
We had to bend the hosels in the
Right,
whipping.
right, right,
If we found a Tony Pennant driver, it was a miracle.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean, we were using drivers in the 50s that we thought were good.
yeah. They could because the persimmon heads would get
Yes.
harder over time. They would age
Yeah.
better, which the metal drivers,
Yeah.
age doesn't
No, well, the
do
Metter
anything.
drivers wear in.
Yes,
We used to wear them out because the wood would flake off of the
right.
face. What you and I have witnessed in technology in golf is unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when I started playing mini tour golf, and even when you'd go to Asia, at least one guy out of three couldn't hit his driver. Right now, nobody has a bad driver.
Well, I mean, I said all along, and maybe I'm wrong, but if you took a guy like Bubba Watson and you put him on these clubs that we played,
Yeah, he'd
I
have a hard time.
I don't think because you can't swing like that and hit a sweet spot that's that small as like these clubs like that power belt citation. I mean, you can it's almost like the tennis racket, how the tennis
It's
racket
exactly.
got big and the strings
Yeah.
were just as tight and the weight didn't change. And now you can create power and you don't need technique, right?
I met Bubba Watson when he was a mini tour player.
And you were probably too, right?
Yeah. And so, but I had just I met him, and then the next year I got my card right away. Bubba didn't do that right away, but I remember somebody saying, first of all, he hit it miles. He was really just he was so dumb. He was like a white orangutan. This guy. I mean, he'd make money, didn't even know he had to pay tax.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and I remember thinking, is this guy for real?
Yeah.
And they're like, hey man, you don't be that guy is so good you can't believe it. He hits it pin high, and who was telling me that was Boo Weekly,
Oh, right.
who hits it like a driver better than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's important,
Oh
right?
my God! I mean, Boo couldn't chip it to save his life, but he could drive it. So, I mean, Heath Slocum, Boo Weekly, Joe Durant,
Right.
Bubba Watson, all four of those guys came from within 3, 4, 5 miles of each other in the panhandle of Florida.
Right.
And then Jason Duffner shows up, and we just thought he was off of his rocker a little bit. He used to shave his head and have hoop earrings. Like, what does this guy think he's Captain Crunch or
Yeah, but
something?
none of these guys have the physique that you have, right?
No.
I mean, Bubba's it looks like relatively good shape. Dustin looks like he's in relative, but what are you, 6'3"?
Yeah, I was if I was proud and
Yeah,
feeling good.
and not overweight and in good shape and right.
Yeah, but I didn't have elite training at the time. And when I got to be a senior playing senior golf, I got a lot
Senior
better.
being
50.
55,
Yeah. I hit it straight now, right out of the box, right out of bed.
right?
But I went shorter with my arms, and I learned some things about how to do that. I didn't
You
understand.
have some pretty. I don't know if they're unique or not, but you have some pretty principled theories about the golf swing, right?
Yes.
And that's just from. I assume you're not like a reader of
No.
golf,
Well,
but
you remember your brother when he was
yeah,
younger? His arms were bent. His
Jerome.
lead arm was bent.
Yeah, maybe a little, but he had a big arc.
He had a big arc, but he never stretched it.
Yeah,
When he stretched it, he'd bottom out early and duck hook it.
right. He had a big arc. He swang like when you saw him swing, it was like, oh yeah, that's the way you're supposed to swing. You know what
I
I mean?
remember looking at him thinking, I can't beat this guy.
Well,
I need to watch this
what
guy
did you?
because he's really not early.
Not. I mean,
No.
I think some of his great matches, he would have if he was here, he would say, but was playing against you. I think at Forest Acres, didn't you guys play?
Yeah, he beat me.
Yeah, and I think
A
but
36 holer. I couldn't
yeah,
beat him.
Michigan State
Yeah.
stroke play is what the championship
He
was.
beat me. Yeah.
It would have been the summer of his senior year.
Yeah.
And Jerome was competitive.
Yeah.
Like he could win and he
Yeah.
could hit the ball long. But really, what people don't understand is he was a great putter and chipper.
Yeah.
He was really good around the
Yeah.
greens.
He was a golfer.
for
Yeah.
that level of,
Yeah.
whatever you wanna say, and then
Yeah.
and then he kinda got the yips, and it just went into his whole game.
Yeah.
But he was strong,
Yeah. Very.
but this thing is losing didn't, stop you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just had persistence, which is
Right.
sometimes, more important than talent.
Mhm.
But you had talent too, right?
Well, I had a bad labrum. I mean, my shoulder was gone by the time I got my card.
Mhm.
So I had it surgically fixed in '08,
So tell me what that's like. Oh 04, how old are you?
37.
So 37, and you're now on tour,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And, back then, Tiger's been on tour for about 7 years, so it's
Mhm.
considered the good times, right?
Mhm.
You can make a lot of money.
You could start to make money then. The driver
Yeah,
wars then. I made a lot of money just with the driver wars.
yeah,
They were paying us 10
uh,
grand a week to play a driver.
and what's that like?
It was
What
like
was that like being on tour? Because, there's a million people that watch and have
yeah,
critiques,
yeah,
and we all do, and they all want to say why you never made it, or what's Brian Brem's problem, or you know what I mean. And I'm just like, these guys are in the 1% of the 1% of the
yeah.
1%.
Right. I mean, Ryan Brem's a hell of a talent, and I think
Yeah,
he's like too. I think he's too smart. Really, I think
yeah,
he's this really smart guy. He he's like a pitcher that can throw 104 miles an hour.
yeah,
I mean, I've never seen anything like this guy. He hits 4 iron 240,
yeah,
50
yeah.
yards
8 iron,
with a
like,
conventional grip.
right,
He's not even turning it down.
right,
I remember thinking I'd like to help that kid because he needs to learn how to miss it. You
yeah,
know, it's like a pitcher learning how to throw. Like if the count goes 2 balls, 1 strike, and that guy's Barry Bonds, you just
right,
put him on first base, man. Don't let him. You
right,
can't let him put the barrel on it. Ryan, his miss is long, and his short game might not have been as good as it needed to be. I don't know. I'd have to talk with him.
yeah.
A super likable guy,
But he is a really
but it's
good
hard.
guy.
Like that year in '04, my rookie year on tour, there was a lot of rough that year. Travel's hard. You get
Right.
the last tee times. You play with the worst players in the field as a rookie. Somebody
Yeah.
gets an invite, some amateur, they have this amateur phenom.
Yes. Sponsors exemptions, right?
You're finishing in the dark on Thursday or Friday night.
Yeah.
The greens are pretty bad.
There is something to be said about playing with other good golfers, right? Having
Absolutely.
comfort pairings,
Absolutely.
and
Like they never paired Phil and Tiger together
right.
because Tigers would say, "You pair me with him, I'm not playing that tournament again."
And he had
So
that kind of clout.
Tiger he was if you put Tiger with you and I, it would draw more attention than Retief, Ernie, and Phil.
Right. It didn't matter who Tiger played with.
It
Is
didn't
what you're
matter who he
saying.
played with.
But he probably could dictate his own pairings, right?
He did
Yeah.
because he wanted to play with Stricker and Furyk and a few other guys. And so if you look back, he only played with guys that he liked. He didn't play with guys he did not like that would come after him.
And that's sort of the golden rule, right?
Yes.
Like anybody could have dictated that, whether
Yeah.
Palmer did, or Nicholas did, or Gary Player, or
Yeah.
name the player. If you were number one, Norman probably did a little bit, but maybe not. But
I think.
you
Yeah.
have that ability once you reach a certain status. I mean, that's true today, I
Yes.
assume, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just respect, right? But he really owned the whole tour. I mean, if you and I were running the tour and Tiger does what he does and pulls off what he pulled off,
Right.
I mean, this guy's in the Masters on the 16th hole chipping in, and it's like
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a
the Nike swoosh
It
is like perfectly oriented.
couldn't have directed a movie like nobody would have ever believed it
No,
to be
it's
true.
not a believable movie. This guy.
Right.
We always thought that he had discretion. Like if you and I could have if been guys that he paid to help him, right,
Right.
bro? You don't have the girls call you. You have them call me.
Right. Right.
Give me a credit card.
Right.
You've got $500,000 minimum. You can have to pay.
Yeah.
Don't make them pay their own travel. They'll be mad.
Right.
Right? Like
Right.
you and I would have really helped him. Like, hey man, you got to go tip the locker room people. Give me 10 grand. Yeah, that's what we're going to tip them. You just won the tournament.
Yeah.
You don't not tip them.
Yeah.
He needed us really bad. And I wish I would have been in a position to talk with him. But he had all these mistakes, like we didn't know that his dad was a little bit of a problem,
Right. Right.
and it was a bad influence. And then his mom. So that whole thing at Alworth where he ran into the fire hydrant,
right.
or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, he's taken 3 or 4 Ambien, and
Yeah.
his phone's going off, and his wife sees these messages, naughty messages from somebody. She goes crazy, and his mom hears and comes down, reminds him of his dad.
Right.
She grabs a 9-iron and comes after him. So what do you do when your mom is going to beat you? You cover up and run. Like,
Right.
I had my mom come after me.
Right.
It's like, well, you don't fight your mom. You probably deserve a beating, and you run away. So he runs away. He can't get away fast enough. She starts smashing trophies. It just obliterates trophy cases.
Oh my God.
Follows him out. He gets into his SUV and tries to take his towel or whatever. Takes off. She smashes him through the window. Cole cocks him, knocks a tooth out. Slams it against the fire hydrant. So now he leaves the scene of an accident because his neighbors now call the police. He calls his agent Moscatello or something, I think his name was. He says, okay, you got to fly to Phoenix right now because we got to fix your tooth in your face.
Oh, man.
So now he wasn't even there to be interviewed by the police.
Right.
Well, now the police are like, wait a second. What do we do with this guy?
And how old is he then?
This was in
98, maybe.
I don't think.
No.
2008.
2008. Yeah.
So he's got these.
Yeah, he's probably 33, 34, right?
We thought he was really well put together like that. Like this guy doesn't make mistakes off the course. He was an aloof, kind of an enigma. He didn't ever go to the locker room. His locker would be there. He never gave away golf balls to sign, which made us think. He always had his golf balls delivered to the tournament where he would practice.
Really?
And the tour and the tournament staff, they got paid $5 for every ball that they returned to Nike.
Really? And what is that? What do you read into that?
My unofficial read is, well, why would you want to pay somebody $5 a ball and to get used balls back?
Because he didn't want anybody else to have them.
He didn't want anybody else to test him.
Yeah.
So we always thought, I'm going to say the general consensus was, he never signs a ball, which is a great thing for him to do politically for his fans.
You mean to sign the ball? Yeah.
You're done with them. You throw them away.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit them, you can't use them anymore. Well, why would you never sign a ball and give it away? Because you're worried they're going to cut it in half.
Yeah.
So did the USGA not approve it? So there's like all these things that started to groundswell.
Right.
And we're like, well, he's the best player anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
But you can't give Nolan Ryan a ball that's already scuffed.
Listen, this is what I would say. And this is how you get so enwrapped in things, right?
Me?
Anybody. We all do, right?
Yeah.
Look, if somebody said, show up 30 minutes early, go sit in the van, they're going to do a blood transfusion, you're going to hit the ball 20.
You're going to do it
20 yards farther. I'm not talking about making billions. I'm talking about playing in the Saturday game at the club, hitting it 20 yards further. I would be like, I'm going to really hit it. I mean, I'd do it at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the steroid.
And I don't drink.
Yeah.
I work out. I don't smoke. I'm not I don't take, but somebody said you could, like, once in a while, I'd like to be able to hit it like Jerome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, right? Or you, or all the guys that hit it long, and it'd be like, yeah, I might sit in a van.
Well, Tiger,
and do the Lance Armstrong thing, right?
Well, Lance Armstrong got caught.
I'm just saying, like,
in a tailspin.
When the benefits are multi-millions.
Yes.
And I'm saying there are a lot of guys that would do it just to play better in the Saturday. That would do it to play better at Royal Scott.
I would say most.
Yes.
So when Tiger came out, started getting caught doing stuff with girls and women, right?
Right.
My first response is, well, okay, I want all the billionaires to call and weigh in and tell us how easy it is to resist women, you know,
Right.
throwing themselves at you,
Right.
right? So it's very easy to critique someone where you have none of the options they have.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, you can't. So like
Yeah.
for us to say, Tiger, I mean, think about it, right? There's a comedian that says, wait a minute, this guy should be applauded for how many options
Right.
he turned
Right.
down.
He turned down.
He's
Exactly.
turned down 50,000.
Right.
He's only accepted 2 dozen.
Right.
And this guy's a hero.
I mean, most people never get in that position, so it's
No.
difficult to judge. But
Nope.
let's talk about, I mean, I think this is a good part of you